Bruce Arians has an offense founded on the premise of no risk it, no biscuit. He wants to push the ball down the field. To get the ball down the field, the quarterback has to hold the ball. And Mike Reese of ESPN.com had an intriguing stat over the weekend. From 2007 through 2019, now Arians didn't coach in 2018, but during that window, his offenses generated 508 sacks of quarterbacks. During that same window for Tom Brady, and he didn't play in 2008 due to the ACL tear, so it kind of evens out, he was sacked 318 times. So that's 190 more sacks for Bruce Arians quarterbacks during that window. And that's not good news for Tom Brady because we've seen him trying to avoid hits the last few years. He's 42 going on 43, and he's concerned that if he gets hit by a guy half his age, he may get injured. How do you reconcile that in the Bruce Arians offense, Chris?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's something that I think Brady's just going to have to learn to wrap his head around it a little bit here in the offseason to know, okay, maybe I need to put on 5 or 10 pounds of extra armor here to stand in the pocket, make throws down the field that Byron Leftwich and Bruce Arians expect. But you're right. You know, hey, listen, if there's one thing I'll ever be critical about with Bruce Arians is his quarterbacks do get hit too much. You know, that has always been an issue or a concern for me. Brady, yes, that's, as you just said, has been an issue or concern with me watching film, especially the last half of the season, where I felt like there was times where I was reluctant to hold on to the ball and take those shots. So it's a worry. But, Mike, that goes back, I think, again, to what we were just talking about. This is some of the things I think Brady will infuse into his offense, and I think that Bruce Arians and company will be very willing and accepting of it. I think, honestly, some of the Edelman, Wes Welker, over the middle quick throws are something Bruce Arians I don't think is real diverse in his offense. And I think those are things he'll be saying, oh, you want to put this in, Tom? Sure. Teach me how you did this all these years in New England. Show us how you did it. And I think that'll be an element added to the offense to, you know, one, keep defenses off balance, but another way to get the ball out of Brady's hand and something he's very comfortable with.
And it's going to be a challenge to implement those kinds of things if there is no offseason program, or if the offseason program that happens is limited, or if a lot of what occurs is done kind of like this show today via FaceTime. I can envision meetings between coaches and players ultimately happening April, May, June through computer connections and with film being shown on a laptop, whatever the case may be. But the opportunities to get on the field and learn how Brady does things, how Bruce Arians does things, they're not going to have as many as they ordinarily would have had, which is going to make it more difficult to make the transition.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.